What's up, my friends? This is Tracy Allen, aka the Cremation Lady, and today I want to talk about mental health, protecting your mental health. And so I'm down in San Diego at the Harbor Island. Look at what I'm looking at today. You guys see that? I hope I'm taking a good enough shot for you. Look at all those sailboats out there. Ah, peace, right? It's downtown San Diego down there. So the I'm going to give you three things, right? There's a lot of different things that you can do to practice better mental health, but I'm going to talk about three. So the first one is what I am actually doing right now, getting some exercise in, going for a walk in a beautiful place. Right now, I'm not doing a power walk because that's not my thing. Although some people that have walked with me, they're like, "Oh my God, you walk so fast." Well, I guess I have long legs, and so I go ahead and I move. But it's an important thing to get out and get the blood flowing. Like yesterday, I did my little um, spa day, self care, and talked a lot about the importance of getting the blood flowing. And I never really understood that. As a kid, we had mandatory gym class, and getting out to do gym every day, I just didn't get it. It's like, why? But back then, my goodness, it was really a question as to why, because we love to play outdoors. We would be out there riding our bikes and skating and playing tag, and Squid Games is out. We didn't play it quite like Squid Games, but we were out there having fun playing red light, green light. We had in Pittsburgh, we had yellow light. So for us, it was red light, green light, yellow light, stop. But doing those things, we didn't consider that exercise. It was just having fun. Then we get older and more serious about life. And now, it's important to bring in that paycheck. And sometimes to get the paycheck, it's a matter of sitting around in an office all day. So you have to actually find things to do to get out and exercise. And me, I'm just not someone that's happy going to a gym, lifting weights. I'm not a jogger, but I don't mind walking. And especially when I get to walk in such a beautiful place like San Diego. So wherever you are, you might be like in a place where it's very cold, and you see I'm out here sleeveless because it's kind of warm today. I think today is supposed to hit about 78 degrees. Um, and this is what, February 2nd? So it's all good. It's a little warm, but it's perfect. I cannot complain about this weather whatsoever. All right. No complaints. And if you didn't know, San Diego's downtown is right near the airport. So you might be able to see that plane flying behind me, taking off. All right. So exercise, get your exercise in. Another thing that they say is important for mental health is sleep. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm just not that good at sleeping. I'm lucky to get a solid 4 hours, but they say we're supposed to get 7 to 8 or something like that, at least 7 hours straight. That typically does not happen for me. Even though I might be tired, I might have been busy all day, don't get a chance to go to bed until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I usually will wake up, and it's not to go to the bathroom per se, it's just I wake up. So let me see if I can walk a little faster here. But, trying to get a full night's, excuse me, a full night's sleep is not something that I've been successful at doing. And especially, I think once I got divorced, sleeping alone, like even though I have someone now, like I always say, we don't live in the same house. Um, so I sleep alone, which works out perfectly for me because I don't sleep through the night. So I love knowing that when I get up, I'm not disturbing anybody. But I just think sleeping alone allows me to wake up. Whereas probably if I were sleeping with my guy, I might sleep longer. I don't know. It's never worked out. Normally, if I do have anybody sleeping over, I wake up because I'm just not used to anybody there now. I think that's something that happens as you get older. But I think an important thing about sleeping and mental health is it allows us to tune out, right? We need to sometimes quiet our brains and get past all the noise that goes on throughout the day, all the negative stuff. It's a time to just shut down and recharge, and we need that. There are people that have gone crazy, and that might not be the right terminology, but there have been people that have gotten worse mentally because they can't sleep. We're not designed to stay awake 24/7. We're designed to rest. So, sleep is another thing. Another thing is positivity. Ah, now how do you find things that keep you positive? Well, find the beauty around you. Wherever you are that you're watching this, you're just going to have to find what's beautiful to you. Maybe it's something that you make. Maybe it's poetry. Whatever it is that makes you happy. Find that. Tune into those things. Tune into the people that make you happy. Some people meditate. Find joy. And even though the world may seem like it's going crazy at times, there's plenty of things that are still good. You just have to keep your eyes open for it. And I guess that leads me to the next thing, which is finding gratitude. A lot of times people say, there's so much going on, there's nothing to be grateful for. I beg to differ. Now, if you are still alive and you want to be alive, you got a whole bunch of things working for you at your advantage. If your blood is flowing, hey, be grateful for that. If you've got eyesight, be grateful for that. Can you still smell? Can you taste? When I was going through chemo, I lost my sense of taste. That sucked. Do you have the sense of touch? There's some people that can't feel anything. Like I have neuropathy from chemo. Well, I still can feel sensation in my feet and hands. So I think there's just different types of neuropathy. But I'm grateful that I still can feel things. So I'm grateful for that. Like I said in my other videos, I was bald. Now I have hair again. Grateful for that. Like if you think about it, there's a ton of things that you can actually be grateful for. And you know what? Listen, when I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking and a knife or something falls and it misses my foot, I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I acknowledge that could have landed on my foot. And yeah, or the times that you're cutting something and you made it through whatever it is that you're cutting up and you didn't you didn't stick yourself, slice your own finger or hand or anything. Again, gratitude. So you have to adopt the attitude of gratitude. Beautiful dog. And so that one, that's a biggie to me. Now me, I'm grateful for the creator, for this experience of life. I don't know what it's all for, but I'm glad to be here. Hello. And I'm grateful to see people, beautiful people sitting out, people walking and running and doing their thing, and people getting along. Man, I'm really grateful for that. We need that. There's a lot of people on this planet, a lot of room on this planet, and I really don't see why we have a hard time sharing. We should be able to get along with one another, whatever your background is, whatever, whoever you are. We can acknowledge our differences and still appreciate what we do have similar, which is doggone life. And to me, life is kind of like a big old recipe, right? Let's see, what's your favorite? Um, Maybe like a big soup. And in that soup, there's potatoes and maybe there's beans and different types of vegetables and seasonings. All of these things are in that soup to make it a good soup. Imagine having a soup and it only had potatoes, no seasoning, no vegetables, just potatoes and water. Now, what kind of soup would that be? It'd be pretty boring. So I personally am grateful that there's all types of people that make up this planet and that we can learn from one another, have fun with one another, enjoy different cultures, different songs, and especially music, right? Everybody loves music. And then it's like, okay, I like this song. That would sound really cool with this over here. And so you mix and you match, and it all blends nicely. That's the word, blend. We can blend and get along and live this life as long as we can with gratitude for being able to blend with one another. You agree? I hope this makes sense. And I don't feel like it's too frou-frou. I'm not asking too much. I'm not. If you've got neighbors, if you've got coworkers, family, friends, it's nice to have a nice variety of the people that are here on the planet that our Creator created. All of it. All of this big, beautiful ocean, these trees, the sky, the birds. And then man comes and adds what man wants to add to it as well. Works for me. Across the way, can I turn? Nope, I can't turn it around. Doggone it. Across the way is a Coronado Bridge. So hopefully I'm holding the camera well enough that you can see that over there. So the Coronado Bridge takes you over to Coronado. And back in the 80s when I was stationed I was stationed here in San Diego. I was here for school. I used to love to go over there to the base over in Coronado because it's just beautiful. And you got your Navy SEALs over there doing their exercises and stuff. One of these days I'll take you over there. But today we are walking along the harbor on this gorgeous Sunday afternoon. And I think there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about as far as mental health. Let's see. No, I think that was it. I think that's it. So there's a lot of different things. You find what works for you, Google, and see what Google says as far as what might be able to be helpful for your mental health. You know your situation. I'm just throwing some things out. Because for me, I get so stressed, even coming here. Driving, I used to love driving. I used to drive for the airport shuttle when I lived here, when I first got here years ago, and I enjoyed that. I did courier work, delivering stuff to businesses. I did courier food deliveries long before there was Uber Eats or any of that stuff. Look, I've never had any food delivered personally. So I'm talking to Uber Eats. I don't even know if that's still a thing anymore. But driving now, it stresses me. On the way here, there was a really bad accident, and people just are going way too fast. It's like the pandemic hit, and folks got locked up, couldn't drive anywhere. And then once it was over and they allowed people to come out, all of a sudden it was madness. Hello. It was madness. And people started driving like bats out of hell. And they continue on. So when I was growing up, you had to have, you were taught to have 3 car length distances between you and the car in front of you. People will jump in front of you when you barely have room for one car. So driving has become so much more aggressive than what it used to be. And it takes a lot of the fun out of it for me because everybody's just so busy speeding and cutting people off and just not caring about your fellow drivers. If that's you, take a minute to think. There's so many times that people will cut somebody off, like you're getting ready to get off on an exit, and there's a car in front of you, and there are people that will drive in front of you just to cut you off to get get in front of that exit to get before you. Why? How many seconds did it save you? Like 3? Is that really going to make a big difference? Most likely not. We're going to turn around now. So this is Island Prime Restaurant down here behind me. And now we're going to walk into the sun. All right. We're going to head back to my car. Am I sweating? I'm hot. But yeah, so if you are driving and cutting people off just because you want to get ahead of somebody else, it's not safe. And I'm seeing people dying all the time. On the back of my car, I talk about pre-planning. I have a sign that I created, and it's in my window that folks, you driving, you need to be pre-planned. Have your plan in place. But I'm about to change it because I think maybe for some people, they're trying to read too much. I'm going to change it to the cremation lady. That's right. That'll get their attention. But that's something that stresses me out. So when I'm driving and I'm seeing people doing crazy things on the road and stuff, oftentimes I just pray. Now, if you don't believe in all of that, that's you. But you can even just kind of talk to yourself, but talk positively to yourself. Say something that's going to lift you up in your thoughts. Express the gratitude that you didn't get into an accident, that you didn't see an accident. Have you ever had an accident happen right in front of you? I had. A couple years ago, I'm driving on the road and I see a car coming up behind me fast. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it makes me so nervous. But the car went around me to the left, and then it decided to go to the right. And it's about a 4-lane highway. And it was going so fast towards the right, and it's like, where are you going? What's going on? But I guess he lost control of the car, he or she, and the car slammed into a truck, a semi truck that was also going on the road as well. And when the car hit that truck, the debris flew off all over the place. Now I'm trying to duck and dodge the debris from hitting me because it's chunks and dirt and everything's flying in the air, and I'm seeing the car just tumbling. And I swerved to the left without even really checking to see was anybody in that lane. And fortunately, there wasn't. But that could have been really bad. So it stresses me to be out here driving, but I got to drive. A lot of the work that I do, I have appointments where I have to meet with people in their homes or do seminars. Sometimes I've got to go out of town to do this work. And so I just have to deal with it. Coping skills. Got to increase your coping skills. So what do? I turn on my music. I pay attention to the road. I try not to do anything crazy myself. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. And if only people would just slow down and be human, realize that, you know, things happen. No accident happens, so let's not have the road rage. But I listen to my music and just kind of pray here and there, and just keep on driving. That's the best I can do for coping. Take some deep breaths as well, right? So there's times I'm driving and I'll go ahead and breathe in and, pop, crack my neck. But that's all I've got, you guys. So I'm going to walk back to the car. I won't hold you hostage as I take the rest of this road back. We're down there somewhere. Way up there. But I hope that you've enjoyed this walk with me. And I have a new microphone, as you see. So I have a new microphone for my iPhone. And I think it's picked up. I tested it before I went on this walk. So sounds like it's doing okay. Of course, I'll check it before I upload this video to make sure. But you have a great rest of your day or evening, whenever it is that you watch this. And know that I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and tune in for another video another time. Ciao for now.